and get your hair cut way up high. Get yourself a lawyer, son. You're gonna need a real good one.
A real good one is David Whiting. He's been dispensing free and excellent legal advice for years, and he's back with us this sunny Tuesday morning. David Whiting, good morning.
Good morning, Virginia.
How are things with you?
Oh, excellent. Friday afternoon was a bit of rushing around, but we've coped. So everybody packed up their equipment and went home early Friday.
So you were mostly all back in your office, were you?
Yeah, the firm's not large, so we're able to have everybody back, and everybody was appropriately spaced. Everybody's now at home.
Okay, and that's working all right?
Yeah, it's working okay. What you miss is the water cooler conversations.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the useful sharing of information along the way. We found that here as well, that we could just get problems solved or a better outcome achieved just by sitting a bit closer to people or being in the same orbit as people, and therefore you pick up each other's conversations and work it out.
Yeah, but it's not going to last forever, so we'll cope.
It won't last forever. In fact, it better not last any further than tomorrow evening, is what I would like to say.
Oh, you're more optimistic than me, but let's wait and see. Yep.
I'm not saying that optimistically. I'm just saying it better not. Our number is 1300 222 774. If you'd like some free legal advice, guess what? I've got some lines free. So don't pass up the opportunity. Surely there must be some tree branches hanging over your back fence, or someone's left a car with you for the last 5 years and you'd like to know if you can use it. I completely disagree with David. I reckon you should be able to use it after 5 years. David, don't you? I mean, shouldn't that just sort of be like a general principle? They leave their car with you and just walk away. Come on. When does finders keepers kick in?
I suppose your argument would be the goods have been abandoned.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. No responsibility and, no money left for its upkeep, therefore. Anyway, I'm not the expert. He is. 1300 222 774. Steve in the city is first up. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Virginia. Hi, David. How are you?
Very well.
Just wonder, I've recently, October last year, had a driveway ripped up, had it replaced, now has some pretty serious cracking in it.
A driveway in the CBD?
No, I'm actually in the CBD. I'm working.
Okay, so this is a driveway in the suburbs?
Yeah, in the suburbs, yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, and I've had the concreter back, and I've spoken to several other concreters, and they're saying it's either a really bad batch of concrete or they didn't do a very good job. I'm just wondering where I go.
If you can't get the satisfaction directly from the concreter, it's a VCAT matter. Okay. Magistrates call it a VCAT, but to me it's VCAT. Someone is going to need to be able to give you some kind of report as to what the problem is. So whether it's bad concrete or lack of preparation, either way, you should be entitled to get it replaced.
Okay, no worries.
Good luck.
Right. Excellent, thank you.
I hope they don't put up a fight. It'd just be a really annoying argument to have, David, when clearly someone hasn't done a great job.
Yeah, the question will really be whether it's capable of being repaired, and maybe another couple of months will make that much clearer to Steve.
Nicholas has called in from Geelong with what might be a rather tricky situation. What's happening there, Nicholas?
Okay, I had two siblings take a power of attorney document to Greece and get it signed by two Greek villagers who couldn't even speak English, let alone understand a legal document. Now, I've asked if they were entitled to do it, and in the previous time you said yes, they were. So my question now is, were the two witnesses who were Greek, were they required? A witness is required to witness every signature on a power of attorney document.
There are two kinds of witnesses in a power of attorney document. There are two witnesses who, let's assume that if this is what's called the general power of attorney, then the witnessing requirements in the Powers of Attorney Act are actually fairly weak. It can just be two people, right? But if it's an enduring power of attorney, which is the one that we use mostly, there are requirements where the attorney needs to be satisfied. The attorney says, yes, I saw it either being signed by the person giving the power or by a person on their behalf, and I'm satisfied that the person who, for whom it was being given, knew and understood what was being done.
Now, one of the problems is this document was signed in 1995, and so it's not under the current Power of Attorneys Act. It's not even under the previous Power of Attorneys Act. Where would I find the Power of Attorney Act that was relevant in 1995?
Okay, what you would do is the website you would go to is the legislation.vic.gov.au, and you're looking for the Instruments Act of 1958.
Instruments Act 1958.
And you are able to look at various versions, and you will be able to go back to the version that was current in 1995.
Fantastic. Instruments Act 1958.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Did you say 1958 with a 5?
What we did before, what used to happen was that in 1928 and then in 1958, what they did was they republished every statute in Victoria. And they'd done it twice earlier. And so, lots of law officers start with a row of about 20 volumes of legislation as at 1958. And there was a company that made a fortune updating printed legislation. So you would get the 1958 Instruments Act and somebody would come around and update the pages for you with tiny little slips of paper. Now, of course, you can get everything online, so nobody does that anymore.
Okay, wow, amazing. Yep. Amazing that these quite old acts are still applicable. Sean in Ballarat, what's happening with you?
Hi there, Virginia and your friend. David.
My friend, he's a very good friend of mine, David, yes.
I bought a brand new tractor about 18 months ago from a major international dealer, a green one.
Yep, got it.
And,
yep.
The brakes have failed since day one. I've had problems with them since day one.
Ooh.
They've finally decided to come to the party and give me almost all my money back.
Yep.
And they said you can have a new one, the same model, which we really like, but it's about $8,000 more expensive because the price has gone up. Where do I stand?
Well, if they're giving you... Well, no, your loss is a second-hand tractor. So if they're giving you your money back, then you're in pretty much the same position you were. So you could say, fix it for me, or you could say, give me my money back. I don't know that you're entitled to... Your loss is the unsatisfactory nature of the tractor that you've got now. So they discharge their obligations by giving you your money back, or fairly close to giving you your money back. And at that stage, you are in a position that you would have been in had nothing... I'm sorry, they've brought the contract to an end, given you your money back.
Okay, so they're in their rights to do what they're doing.
Well, they're not required to sell you a new one, no.
All right.
Okay, no worries.
Thank you.
So one will do it. Fran in Seaford's called in, and Fran, you're calling on behalf of your daughter. Good morning.
Yes, I am. Hello, David, and hello, Virginia.
Hello.
This is an ongoing issue that my daughter has had for the past 6 months since she's been in an apartment. For 3 of those months, she was in hospital with a stroke during COVID. Her partner was in the apartment, and for all of this time, they've had very loud drilling, noises, hammering, everything from next door, the apartment next door. Now, the man is the owner of the apartment, and he says he's renovating the apartment for his daughter to move in.
Yes.
But this just goes on and on and on, and it is very, very loud. She can put the phone, in her apartment, and I can hear it down here in Seaford. What can she do about it?
So the person who owns the unit that she lives in now...
No, it's the unit next door.
He doesn't own both of them?
No, he doesn't.
No, okay. There's an expectation that there will be building noise within particular times of the day and particular days of the week.
Yes, but he goes outside those. He can be there until 11 o'clock.
Then that's a matter that you can take to the council, or it's a matter that you can take to the EPA.
Oh, the EPA. I didn't think of the EPA, and I don't think they did either.
No, the EPA regulates when permitted building noise is. And so I would have a talk with them.
All right, I'll just editorialise here and say if you get any joy from the EPA, you'll be the first person I know. But anyway, go right ahead.
Okay, so we'd go to the council. What about the body corporate? This person is apparently the chairman of the body corporate, so that's why my daughter and her partner feel as though their hands are tied.
Well,
and
there is.
It is too.
There is a VCAT list. There's a owners corporation list at VCAT.
Right.
So it is possible to take, because one of the model rules contained for owners corporations is a presumption for your ability to have quiet enjoyment of the unit that you live in.
Yes, exactly.
So your argument then becomes is that the owners corporation is not properly administering the owners corporation rules.
Right.
So it would be possible for you to issue a claim at VCAT against the owners corporation and against the neighbour over the noise. And you probably, and I agree with Virginia, you will probably get a much better answer at VCAT than you will from the EPA.
Yeah.
The only issue is my daughter is obviously not working, so she's being granted a disability support pension. They do not have any money, so
they're able to represent. They're able to represent themselves at VCAT.
Right.
And so there's another website that I can refer you to called AUSTLI. AUSTLII. AUSTLII.
Yeah.
.edu.au.
Yes.
And it contains thousands and thousands of court cases in Australia, and you're able to search down for Victorian cases, then VCAT cases, and owners corporation cases, and noise cases.
No, you don't need to write all that down. You just need to write down the web address, which is AUSTLI. Is it .edu.au? Is that it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can see if there's any cases there. But probably the better way is just to go straight to the council, and you'll end up in VCAT, won't you, David?
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good luck with that. Always dreadful with those noise issues, and always so very, very hard to resolve. Louise in Northcote, what's happening?
Oh, good morning, Virginia and David. I have purchased a Mitsubishi metallic Mitsubishi
You don't need to mention the brand name.
Oh, sorry.
Never mind. Go right ahead.
Yeah, keep going.
And it's delaminating. We noticed it first about 12 months ago and written to Mitsubishi, and they say it's out of warranty. Well, I know that well and truly since 2016. But I would have thought they had, and I've been saying this to them, some sort of responsibilities and so on under the Trade Practices Act of 1974. And I've been quoting from the ACCC Warranty and Refunds Guide for Consumer and Business.
Don't tell anyone, but the Trade Practices Act 1974 has been renamed about 5 years ago to the Australian Competition and Consumer Act.
Mm.
Consumer and...
Same data.
Competition and consumer. But what material effect does that have on Louise's situation?
Well, if Louise was able to establish that they had been providing a defective product to the market, then yes, the answer would be when it's no longer a car warranty, it's a deceptive and misleading conduct type argument. So there's an expectation of, although I can see arguments both ways, Louise.
Yeah, I can too, yes.
The issue is that, yes, I promised that the paint would be good for 5 years and we got awfully close, as opposed to I'm producing a paint that isn't expected to last the life of the car. So I would be searching the internet to see if there are issues with these paints otherwise, because otherwise you're really going to need to establish that this is a generic problem and not a problem limited to your car. So if you're looking at a ACCC type matter, prove long-term issues in relation to that paint on that kind of car, not just your car, but lots of other ones. Otherwise, it is a warranty claim.
Okay. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for your help.
No worries. Hope you go well. David Whiting is with you, our well-known Melbourne solicitor who's dispensing free legal advice. We've got a few minutes to go. 1300 222 774 if you've got a key issue that you'd like to have resolved. James in Eltham has a question about a will, I think, or an estate. Hi, James.
Yeah, hi. Look, I'm an executor of a will, and in the will there's about several charities and a few people that have been given substantial sums of money to bequeath. And my question is, at the moment there's not enough money to satisfy all those bequests. So can the executor decide who gets the money that's available for the bequeathing, and or is that...
There is, at the back of the Administration and Probate Act, there is a table that sets out who gets what if there's not enough.
Right.
Now that's different from an insolvent estate. An insolvent estate is where the liabilities exceed the value of the estate, and in those circumstances you adopt what are called the bankruptcy rules. But what you're talking about is a situation where somebody's come along and said, I'm giving away $750,000 to charity, but the estate's only worth $600,000.
Well, the overall estate with the assets is worth, but the assets can't sell the assets, so there is cash available to satisfy some of it.
Why can't you sell the assets?
Well, they probably will sell. We've been trying to sell for ages, but they're just because of where they are, they're just not selling.
Well, then it may be that you're in a position to make interim distributions. But the general proposition is that everybody loses the same percentage.
Right.
Right. So it's let's assume that we're $20,000 shy, and somebody's getting $50,000 and someone's getting $10,000. It's not $10,000 each. They both lose the same percentage.
Yeah, right. But if you've got, say, 7 or 8 of those, then they all have to lose the same percentage of the total value.
Yes,
right?
you can't come along and say I like you least, therefore you you lose out.
Right.
No, everybody loses the same percentage. So you would logically write to the beneficiaries, to the people receiving the bequests, and simply say, I'm partway through the administration of the estate. I'm in a position to make these distributions, which represent 70 or 80% of what you're entitled to. I have these issues in relation to the administration of the balance of the estate.
Okay, good luck. I guess, David, $1 can always be divided 7, 8, 9, 10, 30 ways, up to 100 ways, can't it?
Yes, it can.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Les in Yarraville. I think Les is just being provocative here, but Les, I'll give you a little bit of rope, but not a lot. Go ahead.
Yes, well, thanks. Good morning to both of you. Headline in today's Age, David. Weather Bureau faces lawsuit over balloon crash, which leads me to ask my question. Last Friday week we had a big golf day planned at the golf at my golf club.
Yes.
We got a lot of withdrawals on the Friday morning, and that was because people had listened to Paul Higgins on the ABC News say that there would be extensive rain over Melbourne, thunderstorms in the afternoon, and rain somewhere between...
Yes.
10
I said it'd be a little bit of rope. Get to the point.
The point is
Come
this:
on.
we never got one drop of rain, and we've incurred cost. We got stuck with 10 kilos worth of sausages. We lost income. And if the Weather Bureau were listed on
Les, it's a prediction, not a guarantee. And my recollection is that there were parts of Melbourne that were badly affected with rain that day.
There you are.
But not where we were. I mean, alternatively, can we sue Paul Higgins? I mean, he was the one.
Yeah, no, look, you can definitely sue Paul Higgins, and that's fine, and I absolutely endorse that. Go right ahead. I'll join in on that. And as for the sausage, I think you needed to set up a community sausage sizzle, safely distanced on the side of the road.
They're not on at the moment. Bunnings barbecues were cancelled on the weekend.
They were, but it was a Friday. You could have got it done before Friday evening. You're being extremely provocative, Les, but it's nice to hear from you. Thank you. Karen, no, actually, we don't have time because we've got to get to our finance update, so we might have to leave it there. David, always a pleasure. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
David Whiting there, Melbourne solicitor.